I posted this YouTube video 54 days ago. It's a VSL, or video sales letter. And in this video, I want to break down how that video was structured so meticulously to then convert $67,000 in low ticket community sales. That means literally $1,200 on average every single day since I've posted that video. Literally like the closest thing I've ever seen to passive income, because YouTube literally gifts me free views on this VSL. And I want to break down exactly all of these systems in this video, and it's a recording of a coaching call where I did a very in-depth breakdown. Let's go take a look. Who else here too is curious about VSLs? Okay, cool. Okay, we gotta go to my people. This is my VSL. It's posted onto YouTube as opposed to hosted on like your own Vimeo, Wistia, or like Loom. The goal is basically to also pick up a bunch of organic traction and just get like free views. I got an extra like 72% just from YouTube. Like YouTube just gifted me free views, right? Obviously it was optimized for the algorithm, but spending that extra time did pay off a lot. I got 48,000 views that I wouldn't have otherwise gotten. And these are like 48,000 high intent views as opposed to like short form views, right? Because people actually like actively clicked on this. Posting the VSL onto YouTube, it's like a why not in my opinion, right? People are gonna see it anyways on your website or your school landing page, because you never know, if you just optimize the first minute a little bit, it could get like an extra boost from YouTube. And it also allows you then on every one of your other YouTube videos, if you ever post future YouTube videos, to then just be like, you know, watch this video next. And that just links to the video.
What's your like structure for overall building the VSO?
So I can cover that next. A video that performs well on YouTube, that just has high retention, will probably convert better as a VSL. Why? Because if people are interested, they're going to watch. And if people watch, they're going to buy. You're kind of playing the same game by trying to make like a high conversion VSL if you're also trying to make it rank decently on YouTube. Yeah, and getting paid for the YouTube AdSense on the VSLs, yeah, like that's part of the strat too. Make sure it's not copyrighted, because this is supposed to be your most viewed video. Now let me pull up my script for the VSL. So this was my like structure, and you can really see here, it's 19 pages. Now mind you, I spent a lot of time on this, but I want to highlight a couple things. I started off with an ideal viewer persona, who's my friend. I wrote down problems first. That's what I kept in the back of my mind while I scripted the entire thing, and I think that's key. The verbiage changes based on like the ICP's age. This is the first line I wrote on the page. Second is I wrote down objections, because this is kind of the goal of the VSL, right? Or the sale. You have to break down their limiting beliefs on your methodology, or else even if you have the most banger product, they're like, oh, but I don't have anything to sell, so this is not for me. Don't worry. Like, you know, and just kind of like, I listed out 4, you could list out like up to 10, and just make sure you try and sprinkle them throughout your video, because this is just valuable for educational videos in general. Even if you're not even selling anything, it's the same methodology, because you want to persuade somebody to take change in their life. Even if you don't sell them to pay you with their credit card, you're still selling them to like take action, right? It's the same thing, but just you pitch at the end instead of just saying, get after it guys and like and subscribe. I started off with titles as well, because I wanted this to rank organically. And then let's talk about the script. So first off is the hook, which starts off with social proof. I've posted X videos, I've made X $1,000 in this time frame, and I also added like some extra, you know, lifestyle details, right, to ground it in reality. And during this time, this is the real result that people are here for. The hook starts with hard social proof. Now, I'm kind of just talking about like, so here's why a personal brand is so important. Domino number 1, personal brand is so important. It's so important, so important. Here's who I was in the past. I'll do a quick rundown of the script before I cover like the most important element. So the script structure in general followed as follows. It basically goes hook into point number 1, hack number 1, or tactic number 1. And then it goes into hack number 2, which is ideal viewer persona. Then it goes into hack number 3, which is community. And basically for hack number 3, it just turned into a pitch, because basically I said hack number 3 is community. Where do you find community? And the truth is, I barely found one. And that's why I created the Content Academy. That's why I created Insert Product. And then I just go on a long tangent on how the method community changed my life. So I tell stories about how I met this one guy and he changed my life in my online business journey. How I met this other guy and he also changed my life in my content creation journey. And then I just do a bunch of social proof, and then I start pitching the actual product. I give them like steps in the journey of what they can expect when they go on the journey themselves. And then lastly, I say price stack. And then after the price stack, pitch at the end. Now here's the secret that I got from Iman Gadzhi's video that is like the literal gold mine. This one trick made the VSL work, and it made like this VSL convert pretty well. Like it's been converting pretty well. But basically, you just plug a client result every minute or every 2 or 3 minutes. These strategies are going to be super huge, and they're going to help you do this. How do I know that? Boom, client result. Try and essentially plug a client result after every point. That's the secret. Because then at the end, you can basically say when you start pitching, by the way, all of these people that I mentioned, they only were able to do it because of this extra thing. And the extra thing is why I'm pitching you. Because I wish I could be able to get you to the end result by just this video. But I can't. And the reason why I say that is because of these people in my program. So it really does hinge on like having some client results. If you don't have that, one thing you could probably bandage is just like personal results or friends that you've helped. That just helps you back your program in actual truth, as opposed to being like, hey, I made this program to hypothetically help you. I'm explaining all of these names because the program is actually what helped them, not this video. This video was like step 1 of like 5. Realistically, I'll be completely honest with you. If you were to just hop off this video right now and were to say goodbye, I don't think this would work because these guys had all of these other things that helped them. It's just backed in truth, specifically just proof. And just sprinkling in that every like couple minutes, that helps them stay in the loop of like, there's other people, not just me. Other people, not just me. That's what I noticed the Iman video, like the Iman Ghazi VSL does, that like I haven't really seen any other VSLs on YouTube really do.
Does that point straight to just walk to like the landing page to like sign up and pay?
Yeah, so I even specifically, you can see this link has like a little hashtag here, and it's because it like links to a section on the page. It's the same page. I also made this landing page super short. I used to have features on the page, and I noticed like I don't think it actually converts better if you have a video explaining how it works anyways. It's like if your video explains what the product does, you don't need it to be explained on the page, because then they're just going to be like, so how does this like 13 hours of video guides, and then you have like this whole spiel on your page of like 13 hours of video guides, and they're like, wait a minute, video guides, I'm buying a course, like blah, 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 blah. It kind of gives people more hesitation because they just have to read more, and it's like information overload. And I realized that like if people are just watching the video first, they don't need anything else besides like, I guess, more client testimonials. Boom, those are on the page, and then just goes into pricing. Awesome. Well, I'm glad that was value. Any other questions? If VSLs for high ticket one-to-one coaching program, should we lead them to a page or book a call? I would book them to a call, or I would send them into like a type form that just has like very basic qualify for this, yes or no kind of questions. Do you suggest making it really long? I was planning on making a 5 to 10 minute VSL. For the longest time on my Content Academy like website, I just had it like a 10-minute VSL. So like, you don't need to make it really long. This took, like I said, like 40 hours. It took me like 2 weeks to make this. This was super high effort, and it was also because I had like the minimum viable VSLs out for a really long time. And it's like, it's about time I like actually lock in and make this like good, so I don't have to remake it every 6 months. Editing these first 30 seconds, I also spent like maybe 4 hours editing the first 30 seconds. I kind of pretended my first 60 seconds of this video was a short form video. And I like not hyper edited it, but made it enough editing where like every 2 seconds something popped up. And I'll just show that too, because I think that's worth mentioning in making this video perform better. Like I did this like 80-20 where I put like a lot more effort into editing the first 60 seconds. And then later on, you can see there's not as many visuals on the screen. But at the beginning, this is what it looked like. In the past 12 months, I've posted 259 videos, started an online business, made $260,000 from said online business, dropped out of college, and moved to New York City. And during all of this time, I also grew from 50,000 to 250,000 followers on Instagram. Now, I'm not saying all that to brag. I just want to show you what's possible. Those two jokes of the rat and the, oh, hell no, like, I genuinely think that might have, like, increased my views by, like, 25%. This is something that like my roommate Daniel gave me feedback on, like, yo, this shit feels so salesy. And I was like, yo, you're right. Like it can't be a hidden VSL if it sounds like a VSL. And that's another thing too, is like I was studying like Tech Joyce YouTube videos. I was studying like entertainment YouTube videos. I cannot make this feel salesy. And like obviously you're trying to persuade somebody, but at the same time you can do that I think in like a non like, hey, I'm guru kind of way. And for me, I think a cool way of doing that was throwing in jokes. Yeah, I also, bro, I put books up, bro. Like this was intentional. I put the books up there,
Do you have data on like how this is converted since posting?
So prior to this VSL, because on the VSL, I specifically pitch, also because it's a longer VSL, I was able to pitch a mid-ticket price. Look at this. I actually want to make this affordable for you. So joining the Content Academy today is just $597 for the entire year. I learned this from my friend about price dropping. Saying dollars sounds more expensive than bucks. It's a door-to-door sales trick. My friend Prosper told me that. I was like, whoa, it's just $597 versus it is $1,000. So I said, normally they go for $3,000. Today I'm just gonna do it $597. I was reading the entire pitch section to like my friend Prosper, and he gave me like so much feedback on like everything that sounded really terrible. And that was also helpful. Like if you were to hop on a call with somebody else and just like have them roast your pitch, which is the last 15 minutes of my video, that helped me like nail the tonality so I didn't feel too salesy. You give price in the VSL? Yes. All right, back to your question about like the data. I never sold annual plans prior to this VSL. From my Instagram page, the only sales that would ever come in were monthly. Nobody would ever have committed to annual, right? Because obviously it's like they're on a landing page for 5 minutes and they're coming from short form. How can they really tell this is valuable? Of course not. So they're going to do the lowest commitment like possible. But this was able to now consistently convert. Prior, it was probably one annual plan, one per month at most. Maybe it's like one every 2 months, annual plan wise. The rest of the memberships would be $97 a month. Now we convert maybe like one annual plan every like 2 to 3 days. So that number of annual plans has bumped up significantly.
It's the high ticket trust. Like you're able to convey the trust in this one video.
Yeah. And that I think it only happens is because this is basically like a, you know, a pre-recorded webinar. Because I'm with them for an entire like 30 minutes. I'm just sitting down and breaking down every possible limiting belief as opposed to just like maybe a couple. I believe this is just gonna get more and more saturated as this method becomes more known. And I think it's like low-key still a little bit untapped right now. Let me know if you guys end up building the VSLs. Like I'm passionate about this because I think it's like, it's super untapped and I think it's super OP.